3.
Oh,
Right?
what is it called?
JAMUP.
JAMUP.
Yeah, I even wrote it down. JAMUP. So that proves right there that was in my head all along.
We're on the same wavelength.
Boom. Cool. All right. I guess we'll just get right into this. Welcome to Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast, episode number 3.
What's up, everybody?
I'm Mark. Obviously, this is Jeff. More of you know Jeff than me, I'm sure. I can just tell by the past live broadcasts. But I guess we'll start it off. We officially decided on a name,
And it's a good one.
and it's not far from what it was. It's literally the exact same thing. Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast. Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast is now, what do they call those acronyms?
I don't know.
It's now JAMUP, which stands for Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast.
It's awesome. It's really good.
It is probably the lamest out we had for this, but in the end, we like it.
When you don't have two creative guys trying to create a name for something, it's pretty difficult.
Agreed.
I'm not a creative guy at all.
No.
So
he's more creative than he gives himself credit. He was in my art class back in the day. I know he's a little more creative than he gives himself
still
credit.
draw at a 5th grade level though.
Yeah, I guess mostly what we're going to talk about is probably wrestling, and we'll throw some other stuff in there. But the things we
will. I got a couple good stories to tell since I've been to Mark's house.
Oh yeah,
We've
you've
done
been.
a show.
Yeah, go ahead and get into that. We'll get into the wrestling.
No, let's do the wrestling first.
You want to do that first?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way, and then I'll ramble on about what I do with my life.
All right. For those who do not know, who aren't cool enough to realize this, WrestleMania was last weekend, Sunday.
Last Sunday.
We're recording this on Thursday, so it was just a few days ago.
It's fresh in our memory.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was much better than last year's WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Hands down, way better.
I mean, my first initial thought on it, and if you watched my live reaction to it, it was very weird at the beginning. Like, they did the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on the pre-show, which last year it was during WrestleMania.
See, I thought the last couple years has been on the pre-show.
No, I'm pretty sure it was, because I don't think I watched the pre-show last year.
No.
But I'm pretty sure Baron Corbin won it, and he won it during WrestleMania. I don't know.
It wasn't the opener, was it?
I don't think so.
I thought it was early in the night. If it was on the main card, it was definitely early.
Yeah, it was earlier in the night for sure. Because I think it was Undertaker versus Shane McMahon was the main event.
Yep.
And which would have been a better retirement match than what he had this time. Roman, anybody.
Let's get into that one. Let's finish.
Is better than Roman Reigns. We're just gonna start right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. Not a great match. Not necessarily a bad match. It's just Undertaker seemed to just get his ass beat the whole time. For most of it.
Well, I'm gonna kind of step in here and say it was an awful match, in my opinion. I thought, well, one, I hate Roman Reigns.
Terrible retirement match.
It was terrible. He was. It just by the end of the match, it didn't look like he was really. He really wanted to be there anymore. He's just like, yeah, okay.
He was kind of just. I felt like he was trying to put this. He was almost doing like theater, like he was trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? Trying to starts with a P. Why can't I fucking think of it? Anyway, I felt like he was trying to make people see or like think that like, wow, Undertaker's old and he can't do this anymore. Because I mean, he was getting beat down. There was times he wasn't even getting up.
Yeah.
Like, and Roman was just kind of standing around, like waiting, like thinking, what do I do next? You know what I mean? And I feel like he was trying to portray. That's the word I was looking for. Portray this. I'm done. My days are. It is his yard now. I can't defend my yard anymore.
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. And the truth is he can't. He like I heard he's on crutches before,
dude,
and after the match. So
the last few Undertaker matches you've seen have not been great.
No,
they're not. I mean, some are better than others.
You go from him and Shawn, which is
that should have been his retirement match.
Top 3 best WrestleMania matches I can think of.
Well, wasn't that a retirement match anyway? And Shawn Michaels retired because he lost.
Yeah.
So Shawn Michaels couldn't. He probably wanted to retire.
Yeah.
So they should have just both retired.
That would have been the way to go out.
And be like, well, I can't beat this. I just retired Shawn Michaels.
Did he do Triple H after Shawn? The two, because he did Triple H 2 years in a row. One was in a Hell in a Cell.
I don't know. I didn't watch either one of them until way later.
I think he did Triple H afterwards, which is weird because Triple H doesn't like to go over on anybody.
No.
But yeah, it was just painful to watch. And Roman Reigns, for this guy that they're jamming down our throat to be the next guy. I mean, they've been doing it for 3 years now, and he's not the next guy.
No. That's like I said that on the live cast. The problem with Roman Reigns is that everybody, like all the high WWE basically, and the marketing and the bookers and shit are telling you he is awesome. This guy is the next Undertaker. This guy's the next The Rock. He's the next John Cena. Yeah, this guy is really good, and he's very powerful, and you really like him, and we don't.
No.
It's like somebody telling you like broccoli when you fucking don't, and you're gonna hate that person
for jamming it down my throat, for making me eat it.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they're doing. So I understood, because John Cena's had some heat on him for 6 years now, But I understood because he sold a shit ton of merchandise. You go to a WWE event and it's little kids are head to toe John Cena shit.
John Cena is a kid's show.
Yeah, and that's
why when he came around, it became a kid's show.
It was perfect timing for him. Roman, now they're getting away from the PG again. They're kind of getting a little bit more edgy.
I've seen so many chairs in the last few months. I mean, I think there was even like a weird accidental headshot at one point with a chair.
We actually talked about that too, because I went over to Jared's and there was probably, I think like probably 7 of us over there watching it.
I figured that's where you watched it.
And we were happy, like we came to the conclusion that we're happy that they outlawed the chair shots to the head, but
well, that means our favorite wrestlers will still be around for a while. You're not gonna have Daniel Bryan retiring because he fucking has 17 concussions,
right? And but they're jamming Roman Reigns down our throat, and he is the stereotypical '80s jock douchebag.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's not cool anymore.
No. Don't get me wrong. He has the look. He just doesn't have the skill, the arsenal of moves, or he's not fucking interesting.
No.
I could not give a shit less. I want him to lose.
Yeah. Terrible on the mic. And I mean, how many... Now, Grant, I know you're not going to throw Undertaker around. He's 102 years old. How many spears can you hit in one match? 9?
Yep. How many Superman punches can you
10? do?
10? Yep.
It was like... First off, Superman punch is the worst finisher in all
the drive-by? Just a fucking drop kick off the apron?
Yeah.
That's not even that cool, man.
It was 3 moves the whole match. So
while Undertaker rolled around like...
I looked at my phone more than I looked at the match. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah. No.
So it kind of soiled the night. It was not the whole night, but it was like WrestleMania main event is the match. It's supposed to be the match of the year, and it hasn't been the last couple of years.
Well, WrestleMania doesn't have a main event anymore. It has 4 of them.
Yeah. Which
I don't get. The main event is the last fucking match. It will always be the last match. You can tell me there's 4 main events all you want. There's only one. And Roman Reigns and Undertaker was not it.
Nope.
Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar was fucking fantastic match.
That was really fun.
I was so surprised at how good it was.
Fun to watch.
But no, that Undertaker, like, what a fucking down note to end on. Not only that, but he put his shit back on just to take it right back off. Like, how fucking awkward was that when for all the people there? Well, this is happening during the replays. We didn't see any of this happen. The last thing we saw was the Undertaker as he stood up. And it was like, yay! And then they showed replays. And then this motherfucker's in his shit. It's all dark again.
And then he takes it off.
I laughed so fucking hard. Because the whole night we were watching thinking, it's going to take Undertaker 20 minutes to get to the fucking ring.
We said the same thing.
It's going to take forever. He appears in the middle of it. In the middle of the ramp. And I'm just like, of course.
We all kind of went, thank God.
And I'm just like, how did he do that? And then at the end, they totally showed you how he did it. They just raised him and they did a Beauty and the Beast. Like in the play version, there's 2 guys. One plays the Beast, one plays the Dude.
That makes sense.
And then when he dies or whatever, they just switch the guys out.
The floor rotates.
Yeah, like he like in the one because I actually saw it as a play a couple times, and it was really good actually. And that's literally what they did. Like it was two platforms. As the one lowered down, the other one was getting lowered up. It was crazy.
Makes sense.
And smoke all around it. Basically, exactly what they did with
Undertaker,
just one person. But
God, that was just bad.
It was not good. And they never officially said he retired either. Everybody just kind of assumed that, right? I didn't hear any official statement.
Like kind of in the amateur wrestling world.
When you take all your shit off and leave it there.
You take your shoes off and you place them in the center of a mat. That means first off you had to be great as an amateur wrestler to do that. But that's what it is, and I hope he's done. The only way I'd ever want to see him come back for one last match is if I don't even know. I really don't even know. Like if his last match. See, I hate Sting. Sting's
That's the only way I think he would come back. Because Sting said he would come out of retirement to wrestle Undertaker.
They should have done it this year, though.
And I think Undertaker's always kind of wanted to wrestle Sting, too. Because Sting was kind of the Undertaker of WCW.
Undertaker.
In his own weird way. He's like, I'm Brandon Lee, the Undertaker of WCW. Because he totally ripped off the Crow. Totally.
That was a pretty bad... It was a gimmick somehow that caught on only because it was in the 90s.
No, it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why the whole Heath Ledger Joker thing he did in TNA did not.
I didn't even watch that.
Because I think that was like kind of afterwards, and it was kind of, if you think about it, Heath Ledger just died. It's kind of, I don't know. But he was trying to be the Joker. He looked exactly fucking.
His paint was like.
It was like green. He looked like the Joker. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sting, knock it off.
No, stick with the Crow. It worked. Well, no, you are back to that now.
But yeah, that was our main event, and that was
not good.
Yeah, and it didn't help that. All right, my biggest problem with WrestleMania, and it's like I've watched it since I was a kid, so it kind of brings me back nostalgic, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm a kid again today. But 5 hours. Like, about 3 hours in, I'm like, I'm no longer a kid. I want to go to bed.
Well,
I have to work tomorrow.
Breaking news, they're talking about making it a 2-night event, which I'm not against considering what happened this last one. Every single match, aside from the opening match and Triple H and Seth Rollins, was a fucking title match. It was all some big, like, I didn't like that. Not only that, but, like, they opened up with Shane versus AJ. Mm-hmm. I think if they did a 2-night event, they would only be like 3-4 hours each, and they could do a lot more with it.
And I would be okay with that.
I would too.
Staying up till midnight on a Sunday, not cool with it.
Make it like WrestleMania weekend. That'd be awesome. Do it like Saturday, Sunday. I would be totally down with that, and it wouldn't keep me up until 1 a.m. Started at fucking 7. Ended at midnight.
I would say start at...
No. If they started at 7, no.
Do at 10.
Yeah. Ended at 10, yeah.
I'm an adult. I need to go to bed.
I don't know what I was thinking there. That's what they did. They started at 7 and at midnight, yeah. Don't do that.
But what's the next match we're going to talk about?
Well, let's go back to the beginning.
Right.
AJ versus Shane. Went on for fucking ever. Slow parts, but all in all, I enjoyed it. I mean, if AJ Styles is in a match, I'm probably going to enjoy it.
Shane definitely brought it, though.
Oh, yeah.
For not having too many wild, crazy spots. I mean, it was all...
I think Shane was hurt. I think he was hurt prior. I think all that shit he's been doing with AJ lately, that fucking missed elbow drop on the table, he fucked himself up when he did that.
Completely missed.
Like, he was half on the table, half on the ground.
Wrist.
Yeah. But AJ sold it like a champ.
Yeah. AJ's
nothing better than a slap to the face.
He's one of the best in the world. He's fun to watch. Still is, and he's been around for 20 years. Think about that. He's been around since, what, 99?
Oh, before that, I think.
Really?
I don't know. I know he wrestled in WWF, not under contract, as like a jobber in like 2001. So I'm thinking he's been around before 99. Yeah, I think. I might be wrong.
I don't know. He's up there in age, but he still works like he's 25 years old.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's like 40 something. I think he's like going on 40.
The thing I didn't like about those matches were that Shane McMahon's a boxer out of nowhere.
Yeah. And he doesn't hit you hard at all. You can tell.
It's terrible.
I mean, that's you kind of just it's wrestling, man. Kind of got to suspend belief. Got to
Yeah.
buy into that kayfabe.
So.
But I like the whole. I don't know how much you knew. They probably did some recaps and you saw them, but I like they kind of went old school with it. He waited for him in the parking lot. He threw him through a window and shit. Like
Yeah, they do that. It was pretty good. That was a cool feud.
for sure. And just AJ all around is just good. And I'm glad AJ won. If Shane would have fucking won, I would have been pissed.
Yeah, that would have been bad business.
Like, come on.
Yeah, you're not. If nobody,
He's the face of your brand.
if nobody interfered or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I could see if he interfered, and we were talking like, what if AJ's just the guy that never wins at WrestleMania? Like that would be his like kind of his I've never won at WrestleMania
Yeah.
type thing. But
Well,
now he can't say that.
he was in WrestleMania last year.
I don't think he won though.
I can't even remember who he wrestled last year.
Was it Jericho?
Oh yeah, I think it was because they were feud. He was like his first
Yeah.
feud. Because they were friends and then Jericho turned on him. They were like a tag team. Yeah.
It's pretty much the Kevin Owens story, all over.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, essentially Jericho and Kevin Owens was just like a weirdly more upscaled version of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously WWE Raw is gonna put a lot more money into it than NXT will, but I still like NXT. But like, there's the only person left there that I really want to watch anymore is Asuka. I mean, there's other people there, but there's like now Ty Dillinger's on the main roster. We're gonna talk about this later, but Shinsuke just debuted. I mean,
he was needed to though. Samoa
for sure.
Joe is on Raw now. He
Yeah.
has been for a while. Which
Raw's been getting everyone.
we were really surprised that there was no Samoa Joe sighting on WrestleMania.
There wasn't?
No,
Yeah, he wasn't even in a match
no match, no interference. We thought he was going to interfere.
in the Kevin Owens thing.
I thought he was going to be in the Triple H one.
Oh, that's even that would make even more sense.
But he didn't. He wasn't on the show at all.
It's weird because everybody expected Shinsuke to show up at one point. That was going to be his debut. I was like, no, not going to happen because the Hardy Boys are coming. No, I honestly didn't think that was going to happen either, and I was so fucking happy when it did. Oh my
I knew
god!
they've been talking to him for a while, but I didn't know they would come back and win the titles.
I guess that's what we should talk about next since we're already on it. But dude, I lost my shit. Like I wanted it to happen. I know they had been talking about it for a while, but I didn't think they were actually going to do it. I mean, it was a really strange coincidence that their Ring of Honor contract ended April 1st, and then WrestleMania was April 2nd.
I thought they were with TNA.
No, they left TNA a while back. Their contract ended, and they went to Ring of Honor. They were actually going around trying to win all the tag team titles everywhere. They won them a Ring of Honor. I think they won. The night before WrestleMania, they did a ladder match somewhere else.
Yeah, I heard about
I can't remember where it was, but... And then they come and they win the tag titles.
Shows.
But everybody's like, is he broken? Is he broken? He's going around going... He's fucking broken, dude. And people are going, delete, delete. And he's looking at him after the matches when they win going, delete, delete. And, like, he's broken. They're just... Things aren't finalized. He can't just go full broken Matt Hardy right now.
I mean,
he owns the name Broken Matt Hardy, but like I'm sure there's a lot of legal shit.
I mean, the whole way down the ramp, which was like a 2-mile walk, he was smiling like a crazy person.
Doing Broken Matt Hardy, but Jeff is definitely not Brother Nero.
Turd.
I like Jeff. I always liked Jeff.
I've never liked Jeff. I've always liked Matt.
Well, I've always liked them both, but I thought Jeff was kind of like, for a while there, Matt was kind of like goofy. I didn't quite get him. I always liked Jeff more just because he seemed more like edgy and cooler in a way. Yeah, that cool shit on there, but they both did. And you know me, I used to cut up my socks and put them on my arms when he wrestled and shit. But yeah, I'm just wondering. Jeff looks pretty sober. Like I said before, now that he's making that WWE money, is it going to be the ultimate pill ride?
He better just chill out on that because they'll get rid of him again.
Yeah.
You know, I watched them. Speaking of the Hardys, I watched they were on Raw the next night, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it was Raw.
Yeah, they against Gallows and Anderson.
He looked really sloppy.
Matt?
No, Jeff.
Jeff,
he
a little bit.
Really sloppy. Like he was like even on the Swanton, he like completely landed on him. He didn't land his shoulders on him. He landed completely flat.
You're talking about on Raw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No.
was
Well.
like, it wasn't his best.
Again, you gotta keep in mind he did a ladder match the night before. He did a ladder match Sunday, and then he did then he did a fucking other match. And so I'm thinking they're probably pretty,
Beat up.
no pun intended, but broken. All right, it was totally intended. But yeah, I was really happy, and I thought for sure, New Day was just inserting themselves in the match.
Oh.
Because
they
I mean,
were the host or
they're one of
whatever.
the most popular tag teams in WWE, and they didn't even have a match; they were just hosting, and you saw them like 3 times.
Right.
But,
They're kind of fizzling out though, because they were hot, real hot there for a second, and now everybody's like, eh.
well, I'm just glad they don't have the titles anymore.
Right.
That was getting real fucking old real quick. I mean, not only that, but they were winning with heel moves and still being faces. Like, once you're doing that, you're running out of ideas.
Yep.
But, yeah.
I also thought it was kind of weird how Raw the next night it was like 4 matches in a row. It was like tag team. Like there was no single match. It was all tag team matches.
They're trying to like
Jeez.
restore the whole tag team division. That's
They
why
should.
they brought in they just brought in the Revival.
Yeah, I did see that.
And like tag team wrestling I think is really popular right now, and I think it's because of NXT.
Yeah.
That like those are some of the best matches, dude, because they can do so much with tag team matches. You can do all your fucking moves and shit, and like tag team moves.
When like in the early '90s, when tag team wrestling was I think in my opinion was at its height, it was great. Like you had teams like LOD and Money Inc. and I mean $1 Million Man was a main eventer, and they moved him to a tag team. And then there was they had Demolition. They had all the Steiner brothers.
Yep, dude. I mean, on all different shows. I mean, you had like not only that, but you had all kinds of stables popping up all over the place who were basically tag teams that just switched to.
I kind of miss stables.
I know DX, fucking NWO, even though they kind of ruined DX there in the end.
I think
I mean, it was fun, but it was just like it's not the same.
When Michael's
When it was the two of them again.
God, it was so PG.
It was just a bunch of fucking old dudes trying to be young.
Yeah, we're cool.
Let's relive. Let's be nostalgic as fucking.
We
relive
spray painted a trailer.
Yeah, I think it was a plane.
Oh,
It was. That's what made it a big deal. Is that it was Vince McMahon's like private jet.
I knew
but,
they did something goofy like that. I was like,
but you could
guys
tell it
aren't
was totally
25
gonna.
anymore.
You're gonna spray it off when it's done, like water. He'll take it off. But, I mean, he's married to his daughter,
Yeah, that was.
and nothing beats Shawn Michaels and God versus Vince McMahon and who? Like Shawn Michaels' tag team partner was God, and it was just a fucking light.
I don't remember that at all.
I didn't watch it when it happened, but I've heard about it since, and I've looked it up and saw videos, and there was literally just a fucking spotlight in the ring, and Vince McMahon beat God.
He pinned a light.
I don't remember how he won, but I know Vince McMahon won and he beat God. I don't know how. Maybe he made God tap out.
I was completely not.
I probably should have
interested
researched
at that time. I
No.
still only watch a few shows a year, but
I mean, the whole reason God was Shawn Michaels' tag partner is because Shawn Michaels had become a born-again Christian. He was very open about it. So, like, just imagine that being in a storyline in WWE and how fucking stupid that had to have been. Especially in that era.
So bad.
But, yeah, I don't know how we got on that from the Hardys. But, still good. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Which Hardys were never part of a stable. They were always just the Hardy Boys. Were they part of the Brood?
Yeah, they were originally the Brood.
I thought it was Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian replaced. Yeah, Edge and Christian.
Really?
Them, yeah.
I never knew that.
Maybe it's one way or the other. I think the Hardys replaced Edge and Christian at one time. But
That might be because I remember the Brood being Gangrel, Edge, and Christian because I liked Edge more back then and Christian because they didn't talk.
You know what? You're right because Edge originally came as a singles wrestler.
Oh, did he?
He was like unbeatable. He was.
That's one of the few documentaries I haven't watched. The one about Edge.
He was the guy that never lost on Sunday Night Heat. He always wrestled on Heat.
Really?
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure the Hardys came before the Edge and Christian, but I could be wrong. It's been so long, I don't remember. But
See
I remember
that I remember the Hardys debuting with, God, what's his name? Michael.
Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes.
Yep.
Yeah, and Michael Hayes like dressed like them, wearing the tight shirts, and
Yeah.
he had his hair
The
real
Under
long
Armour
still.
shirts?
Yeah. That's how I remember the Hardys
I
debuting.
gotta look it up real quick.
Because
I
I
don't
can
wanna be talking
remember
out of
on
my ass.
WrestleMania 2000 playing as the Hardys, and Michael Hayes would walk out with them. But
Excuse me, I can't believe I'm.
no, go for it. I'll keep talking about the Hardys because I was super happy. And like once they start doing the broken shit, if and when they do, it's gonna be so good. Because it was kind of silly and stupid at first, but we loved it. No fucking way!
Yeah.
They totally were.
Yeah, the Young Bucks Generation Me. I don't know. That's not the right title.
So I wonder if that was before or after Edge and Christian. I would think it was after, because I think Edge and Christian were
They might
around
have been
before the
new-
Hardys.
They might have been the new brood. Let me look.
Okay, because Edge and Christian eventually left and did their own thing, and then they started talking and doing the like Reeks of Awesome shit, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
God damn.
they were okay. They were after. They were called the new brood.
okay, that obviously didn't last very long.
No, it did not.
I remember liking the Brood though back in the day.
Brood was sweet. Bloodbaths.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
They're
they don't.
cool.
They wouldn't even fucking think about doing that now. But yeah, and I guess. Oh, what do you think about John Cena proposing?
Whatever.
Yeah, that was-
give him whatever he wants. He's kept that company afloat by being the guy for a while. You know,
Well,
for years. So if he wants to do that, then let him do it.
no, I got you. And I mean, it wasn't. I mean, to be a human for a moment, it was sweet. I never thought he was gonna marry that bitch. You know what I mean? But like, I don't care. And but it made total sense in the end. Cause like for the past week or two, I've been thinking, why the fuck in the Miz and John Cena just all of a sudden feuding? And I understand the whole Nikki Bella and Maurice thing. Like a few like last pay-per-view was Nikki Bella versus Natalya, and they were fighting backstage at one point. It was a really cheesy match. They were not selling well. They were fucking shit
Nikki-
up.
The Bellas are not good wrestlers.
No.
They're just
Well,
really hot.
even Natalya was fucking up. And Natalya's a much better wrestler than the Bellas.
Right.
She's still not great. I don't like her mic skill. I think she's very corny, but her wrestling's pretty decent. But and while they were fighting backstage, Maurice was like walking across the hallway, and Natalya threw Nikki, or vice versa, I can't remember, and took her out. And eventually, Maurice came back out with a steel pipe and beat Nikki with it very poorly,
I can imagine.
and and got her disqualified. Natalya won. That's how it ended. So that's where that whole feud started. But I'm just like, why the fuck? What's this whole thing with the Miz and John Cena all of a sudden? This came out of nowhere. Up until then, Miz was fucking taunting Daniel Bryan for months.
Right.
And I'm just like, this makes no sense. This must just be like I said on the live cast. It's like what a fluff piece, what a fluff article is for a journalist. This is what it is for John Cena and Miz. It's like, oh, this is a sweet little fun thing we can do with our girlfriends, you know? And I'm just like, okay, I get that, but why the fuck is it at WrestleMania? Why are we supposed to care so much?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah. Why was it after, like, Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles and shit? Well, because it's John Cena. But, and then, in the end, when they won and he proposed, like, oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It
but you could.
as the Macho Man still.
But I
Not
still
even
don't think it was
close.
genuine.
No, it looks so scripted.
No, Nikki Bella knew. He probably proposed to her beforehand. It's like, we're going to do this again at WrestleMania. And then she's like, oh my God, it's so sweet. You're recognizing me as your woman. Anyway, but I thought it was, I mean, good for them and shit, but I don't give a fuck,
No,
dude.
No.
It's not for the wrestling scene.
Yeah, just that's
do
that's
it.
the
Do
problem,
that shit
dude.
on Total Divas or Total Bellas.
or even SmackDown or something.
Yeah, on Raw.
Yeah.
Or
do
no,
it.
they're on SmackDown. It's
Just
SmackDown.
do it. Just don't put it on a fucking or even
Like-
one of the SmackDown pay-per-views.
Do it on SmackDown and then have Nakamura come out and interrupt it as his debut. That's what they should have did.
That would've been really
Even though I will say, The Miz is pretty fucking funny making fun of John Cena.
He does the run was the best.
Yeah. And he's in the ring like he's putting his ass out and he's like, oh, I did this to be a more relatable human being. And it's so true. And I'll admit, like, the Miz killed it on this. He's been killing it on his promos, especially at the. I don't know if you saw, but at the last, not the last time, not when Nakamura debuted, but the last time they did like a video thing for Miz TV or whatever, and they showed that stupid little making fun of the Total Bellas or whatever. At the end, they took their shit off, and he got real, and he was just like, he killed it, dude. Like the way he told him, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna wrestle, blah blah blah. I was just like, damn, that was fucking
It's the
spot
only way
on.
he can stay in the spotlight though, because he doesn't put on great matches. He puts on okay matches.
I mean, he's a decent wrestler. I think he has the potential to be a much better wrestler.
Right.
I just think they're not. He has no real motivation to do it.
Gotcha.
I mean, he
He's
hasn't
been in
been
the company forever.
more than an Intercontinental Champion in a while.
Yeah. I mean, he did win.
He held
did
that
win-
title for a long time
He did
though.
win a WrestleMania main event.
No, and he's had the heavyweight title before.
But he's not anywhere in the picture. He's not probably never going to be again.
No.
Not with how many good wrestlers are out right now.
But he does put on some good matches, especially if he's with if he has a good opponent.
That's the John Cena effect, I think.
But he's definitely really good on the mic. Mad respect for how good he can be on the mic. Some of them are stinkers, but a lot of them are good. So yeah, fuck John Cena and his proposal. And last but not least, certainly not least, probably the most surprisingly good match of the night. Brock versus Goldberg.
It's so much fun. I thought it was going to be another squash match.
So did I.
Was like,
I thought it was going to be another squash match, but the other way.
oh, you thought it was... See, I didn't. I thought... Well, at first, I'm like, okay, there's no way Brock is losing.
No.
We all know this is Goldberg's last match.
Yep.
But when he suplexed him like 10 times, and Goldberg got up and speared him, I was like, you got
No.
kidding me.
If all that happened and Goldberg still won in the end, I was going to be like, fuck this. No more. I don't buy any of this. I never bought it to begin with. Like, Brock, you must be paying him a shit ton of money. He must be just like, I'll fucking suck his dick. Just keep giving it to me. Like,
It was... I've never been a Goldberg fan, though. That's the thing. Like even,
me either, really.
Like when he was 160 and 0 or whatever. It was
Which is
like,
total bullshit.
He wasn't. But it was like... I just don't like the whole tough guy thing. Like, if you don't have a gimmick and you're not good on the mic, if you're not the Macho Man Randy Savage, I don't like you.
And when he does that fucking thing and he puts his head all aside, he looks like a retarded T-Rex. Like he's like, like he looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Stop doing it, man.
And when Brock, what did he do? He speared him and then gave him the jackhammer and then covered him. I thought that was it. Yeah, he did the jackhammer.
Like right off the rip?
Right off the rip.
Yeah, I think that's what
I was
happened.
like, there's no way. There's no way this is it. And then when he kicked out, we're all like, thank God.
I thought for sure Brock was going to win, which he did. And I was super happy when he did because I was like, fuck this Goldberg bullshit. I don't buy it one bit.
No, he's 50-some years old.
And even if he wasn't, looking at Goldberg, looking at Brock Lesnar, I'd put my money on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And that would be totally understandable.
Especially when you have everybody that Brock faces, he just destroys them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he throws them around. Like, that match when he wrestled Roman Reigns, it was like 30 minutes of Roman Reigns just getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, this is what Brock Lesnar's doing now. He's just fucking throwing people around.
Yep, suplexes and fucking
F5s.
F5s, yeah.
So, oh God, I was so. And what was even cooler is they didn't have Goldberg's retirement speech on TV. He came out the next night after. I'm pretty sure it said after.
On Raw?
Yeah, after the show ended, he came out.
Oh, after the show. I was about to say, I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, that's what I didn't watch Raw all the way, but like they said, like they didn't even give him the TV time to retire properly.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, after the show, go out there, say your, I love my family, bullshit. And,
That's weird, man. I don't get it. Like,
you think
you
they would at least gave
you just gave him so much, and you're not even gonna give him a retirement speech.
No.
Fuck. I guess that's for the Hall of Fame induction, right?
Yeah, he'll probably be next year's Hall of Fame, which I don't know. They might hold him back a year because Undertaker's going in next year if it was his last match.
Which again, I still don't know if that's confirmed or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back because. I mean, when Edge retired, he retired. He got out there, he did his thing. When Daniel Bryan retired, he retired. He went out there and he said he was retiring.
Come back, though.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I wouldn't be surprised if this whole fucking thing was kayfabe, and they're just setting him up for a rivalry with The Miz.
That'd be good.
I mean, why else would he be doing this so
Right.
much? If it's net for no payoff in the end?
Right. Why'd they get rid of Mick Foley? Just
Stephanie.
no.
It was part of the storyline, pretty much. Mick Foley and her were butting heads.
Cool. Kurt Angle's back, but I was hoping he would wrestle.
Yeah, I should have wrote that shit. I don't know why I didn't.
Kurt
But that was
Angle.
cool. I loved his Hall of Fame speech, too.
I didn't get to listen to it. I heard he completely was in, like, character pouring milk on himself.
He did. That's how he ended it. He poured milk all over himself. Doing the, like, Austin Chug thing, but he did it with milk, you know?
Yeah.
He did the sexy Kurt thing.
Yeah.
I'll make your ankle hurt.
I guess Shawn Michaels thinks is the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, it is pretty funny, dude. Honestly.
Really funny.
It's classic. But, yeah, I was happy with Brock versus Goldberg. And it exceeded my expectations for sure.
Right.
Like, it was legit.
Out of, what would you give it out of 10, the WrestleMania?
WrestleMania as a whole, especially compared to last year's, I'd give it
Don't compare it to last year. Just compare it. It's a WrestleMania.
I'd give it a solid 8.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Solid 8, like firm 8.
Yep. Every match was pretty good, but the main event we already talked about that. But
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The rest of it was great.
Honestly, to be honest, I wasn't too disappointed in the main event, Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, because I wasn't really expecting much anyway. I felt like it should have been Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, and then Brock versus Goldberg. And they should have done that fucking women's title match or whatever for SmackDown before those two. Instead, they did Brock versus Goldberg, that women's title match for SmackDown, and then Roman Reigns and Undertaker, because they knew Roman Reigns and Undertaker wasn't going to be anything that spectacular, and they couldn't fucking follow something as good as Brock versus Goldberg just did. So
they
I was almost like, is this women's match even going to happen tonight?
The Raw's women match was great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think Charlotte is.
Dude, Charlotte is the best women's wrestler there.
By far.
I still, Becky Lynch is still my girl, but Charlotte is like fucking neck and neck with her, dude. I just love Becky in general. She's like my dream girl.
Like so many, like Charlotte, even a year ago, Charlotte was like a little ahead of the pack. Now a whole year later.
Oh, she's a step above.
Leaps and bounds above everybody. It's like amazing. It's like.
She is definitely the Ric Flair of the women's division.
She's gonna be the greatest of all time.
Dude, she's really better than half the men on the roster.
For sure. And every generation of wrestling, it's like, women's match, go to the bathroom, or if when you're a kid, you're like, oh, are they half naked? But like as an adult, you're just like, I don't give a shit. But when Charlotte and Bayley or one of these chicks come on, it's like.
Like, this is a match you're actually looking forward to. You're looking at these matches like you're looking at any other good match.
I wish I could get rid of that big Samoa chick, but
Nia Jax?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't like her?
She does nothing for me.
She doesn't do that much. She's kind of just a big enforcer, strong. She's like a female fucking Braun Strowman.
They don't need that.
No, they don't. But I think the reason she's made it as far as she has is because she's legitimately a blood relative of The Rock. Like, for real. She's not a Roman Reigns, who they just say that so that you'll like him more.
Oh, he's not part of that.
That's
family?
what he's not actually related to Rock, from what I heard.
I thought he was. I thought they did the family tree, and they're all.
I think the Usos actually are.
Usos for sure.
But I don't. I could be wrong, but I thought
Rikishi's sons, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And because I think they inducted him into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But
kind of a bullshit Hall of Fame guy.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Roman Reigns being related to The Rock is just a work, something to give him a little bit more.
Who's a guy that you think should be in the Hall of Fame that's not? It's kind of
Owen Hart.
Yeah, that was gonna be my answer.
Oh, and the way I see it, when they inducted Brett, they should have just inducted the entire Hart Foundation.
Family, yeah, or Hart Foundation.
I mean, even fucking Jim Neidhart should be in there with them. Like
British
the Hearts
Bulldog?
are the Hearts. Yeah, they should have. They should have got them all.
Yep.
I mean, I can accept Neidhart and British Bulldog for now, but Owen definitely should be in there.
Owen, if they would have, they should have, done better with him because. First of all, everybody loved him backstage.
Mm-hmm.
He had never had any backstage problems. besides the Stone Cold thing.
Yeah, but even Stone Cold's like, that was just the worst fucking roll up pile driver in history. It was just a botch.
Stone Cold and even Bret Hart said it. They were kind of disappointed that Owen didn't even call and say, "Hey, dude, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
That's the only thing negative I've ever heard about Owen Hart. And in the ring,
which
he
is
was
weird because
way before his time.
Because just how many fucking terrible things have you heard about Bret?
I mean, the list goes on.
I mean, Bret is, from what I hear, Bret is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But sorry to interrupt, but go ahead.
No, that was my point. Is just yeah, Bret Hart, that was a main eventer and one, top 10 best of all time. But he almost had that Hogan thing where like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not doing it.
To the point where Shawn Michaels actually just fucking oversold everything, just to be like, this guy's a fucking prick. Yeah. Look, he's a prick. But
that's another guy, Hogan. That's fucking fuck him.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of Hogan. I was always a Macho Man guy.
I was a Hogan guy.
Well, I mean, I didn't hate Hogan. I mean, everybody got a little hype for Hogan, you know what I mean? But when it came down to it, when it came to the fucking Twin Powers or whatever, I was a Macho Man dude. To the point where I'd go wait in a line for 2 hours of Food for Less just to fucking get his autograph for 2 seconds.
Macho Man, I always was a Macho Man guy, but now that I'm older, I mean, he's surpassed Scott Hall as my favorite wrestler.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But Scott Hall's right,
I mean,
those two guys
it's kind of hard to beat a guy who wrestled to the day he died and was still fucking like something to behold.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott Hall, if he's still alive, if he wrestled now, you'd be sad. Yeah, you'd just be like, oh man, you shouldn't have done this, bro.
Yeah, I mean, 3 years ago he couldn't even walk.
Exactly. I mean, he'd have a much better time doing it now than he did. But even now, like, just looking at him now, you're like, I wouldn't want my dad to wrestle, and that's what he is. He's like a dad now.
He is, and it's sad.
By the way, he loves AJ Styles. Scott Hall.
Does he really?
Yeah, he says anybody who treats his kid well, he loves. But he said AJ's just a fucking great dude. He just loves AJ to death. But because I guess AJ's like real cool with his son or whatever. I don't know where his son wrestles, but he's a wrestler too.
I thought his son would be in the Fed by now.
I thought he would too. I can't even tell. Like,
because he's big, he's strong. Vince.
I mean, he's Scott Hall's son.
That too.
There's a gimmick in itself.
Bigger guys, the chance before he gives like a, Daniel Bryan or
Randy Ramon.
Randy Ramon.
That's what they should call him.
I like it.
Or no, maybe like a. I don't know. We could do better.
The fake Razor? No, that's already been done.
Yeah. That would be more real than the fake Razor Ramon, though.
Yeah, that was a bad one too.
And it was so obvious. And then Kane was fake Diesel.
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs.
Which I heard he's retiring or has.
Yeah, he hasn't been on TV for how long?
Well, he's not even working in the backstage anymore, from what I heard.
He's just done.
That's what I heard. I could like. This is all hearsay. I'm not getting it officially.
That'd be sweet if him and Undertaker went in together.
That would be.
Because he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Like they induct each other.
Yeah. Hey, this is my brother.
Is Paul Bearer in there?
No.
You know Paul Bearer's going to go in there when Undertaker does, though.
Yeah.
That'd be
cool.
Cool.
I mean, he's one of the top managers of all time.
Is Paul Bearer still... No, Paul Bearer just died, didn't he?
He died a few years ago. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like last year.
It was, I think, at least 2 years ago.
Okay. Because didn't he die in kayfabe? Kane left him in a freezer and he froze to death? Like Kane went to save him, but then he just left him in there and he froze to death.
Yeah, that was the last time Paul Bearer was on TV.
That's insane, dude.
But then
what a way to go.
He died like shortly after, I think.
Not to jump around, but the Undertaker Roman Reigns match, the thing I just thought about, why the fuck wasn't that a Buried Alive match?
Put him under. Or a casket match. Either or.
Something. Well, the whole promo, the week before on Raw, it started out with like a scrambled thing from, Undertaker took over and he was a graveyard digging a fucking grave where it said Roman Reigns, rest in peace, blah, blah, on the thing. And like that was a theme throughout the show until he came out at the end and shit. I was waiting for him to say, in a Buried Alive match, and everybody lose. That would have made the match worth something.
Way better.
I mean, they could have pulled that off. They could have pulled that off.
Is Undertaker doesn't win his own gimmick matches.
That's
casket
true.
Matches, and I mean he does. He wins half and half.
Yeah,
like he lost Buried Alive.
I remember he buried Stone Cold, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or was it the other way around?
No.
I think there might have been 2 matches in that case.
I know
because I remember a backhoe burying.
Well, remember Kane, the one I remember, Kane came out, hit him with a shovel, and threw him in and started burying him.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm
But
thinking.
I know he's had a couple buried alive matches.
Shit.
But casket matches, Yokozuna beat him.
Yeah, because Yokozuna couldn't fit in a goddamn casket. You
They're
know how
like,
big
"Wait a
that?
minute,
It
we
would
know
have
you're
been
not
a
fitting in there."
6-foot hole deep and a 6-foot hole wide.
his gut would still be hanging
It
out.
would have been a square.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. The casket would be this fucking deep. Which caskets might already be that deep now that I think about it.
Let's go twice as deep as that.
We're pretty far in. We should move on.
All right.
Before I go, just because I told him we probably would, I want to bring up our buddy Shane's new album.
All right.
Band's called Doomsayer. Album is called This Forlorn Odyssey. It's available on Bandcamp for free. Just look up Doomsayer. He actually did our theme song that, if you're watching this now, you heard at the beginning.
I have not heard it yet.
It's a bonus track called Trench Run. It's a bonus track on the thing. He said he actually made that a bonus track later. So we're a bonus track. Even though I don't think he specifically wrote that for us. He just kind of gave it to us.
I mean, we did talk about it before.
I think he told me that, like, you can use this if you want. You know what I mean? And it had a pretty loopable thing. But I'm going to try to look it up right now, play some of it. It's metal. Heavy metal. It's good if you like that sort of thing.
I might have him do my theme song for my next fight.
Fuck yeah, dude! I bet you he would lose his shit over that.
Yeah, that'd be great
for sure. But yeah, just sorry for the wait. I should have been a little more prepared, people. I know I shared it though, so I should be able to find it pretty quick. I guess that's what post-production's for.
Is it all instrumental?
No, there's somebody singing. I can't remember who he said it was, though.
Sweet if it was him.
I don't think it is. It might be, though. I'd feel like an asshole if it was, and I'm just like, nah, it's not him.
The running joke with Shane is, like, at a younger age, me and Josh thought he was deaf. Like
Shane?
Yeah, like, it was funny because, like, you would say something, and he'd be looking right at you, and he'd go, huh? Like,
dude, I know people.
Do I have to repeat myself? Huh?
All right, this is Trench Run. This is the one I was
really deaf because he plays heavy metal.
Yeah. So this is our theme. It picks up a little bit. Like I can loop it. You know what I mean?
I like it.
I like it too. It's easily a theme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like when I described what I was looking for, I was like, I want something that like when you hear it, you can be like, oh, that's the fucking JAMUP theme. You know what I mean?
I like it.
So if you can hear that, it looks like you can. That's gonna be our theme. Which at this point you're like, yeah, we fucking know. You put it at the beginning of the video. No singing in that one, but
that's okay. That's good theme music.
So, opening track. It's called Into the Grinder. He definitely uses effects. I like it. I wonder if he has copyright issues with that.
Which you shouldn't, because it's like 1940s.
That's true, but I mean, people. Ed Sheeran just got in trouble for ripping off Marvin Gaye. You hear about that?
I heard something about it.
That Take Me Into Your Loving Arms or whatever. Dude, from the moment I heard that song, I was like, this is fucking Let's Get It On. He literally just rewrote the words to Let's Get It On, and it sounds exactly fucking like it.
That song now. I try to avoid Ed Sheeran.
I don't like him either. Especially once I heard that, I was like, this guy's a fucking con artist.
My grandma called him a redheaded hillbilly. I'm like, what?
He's Irish. He's an Irish hillbilly. This reminds me of Clerks a little bit. Like, I don't know why, but it's just like that shit Jay and Bob would play on the fucking thing.
The boombox.
I don't know who that is. I mean, it's fucking heavy metal. I like it though.
I'm so happy for Shane, dude. He fell in love with music.
Oh, dude, he's always been it. Like that's one of the first things me and Shane bonded over, dude, was music. Like he was one of the first people that I was like, I like Pearl Jam, and they weren't like, fuck you. He was like, yeah, dude, Pearl Jam's sweet. Like he got it. You know what I mean?
I hate to say this, sorry Shane, but In his CD collection, he also had This is music now or whatever.
Now that's what I call music.
Yeah.
In his
One.
defense,
Volume 1.
Volume 1 had some good shit. Sublime was on Volume
I
1.
did not know that.
Volume 1 was probably the best one. I mean, yeah, it had fucking Hit Me Baby One More Time on it, but like, and it had some other
And
shit.
Mark
But
sang Backstreet Boys in 5th grade.
I did, and I fucking killed it.
Killed it.
I killed it.
I was a Sunshine Boy.
You know, I would do something with it video wise if I could find the fucking VHS tape. Cannot find it.
I remember sitting there during like audition going, wow, Mark can kind of sing.
That's the only reason I did it, because I had been singing up into that point like a lot in my life, and it was something I really enjoyed to do. And everybody's like, you should do the talent show. You should do the talent show. So it was 5th grade. We were only gonna be there that last year. I was like, well, I guess this is my chance.
This is it.
So I got 2 of my homies together. I was like, yeah, we're gonna be a boy band now.
And I'm not kidding. You did.
No, I was
good.
I was good back then. Now I don't quite have the range. Like, I would probably be a better rock singer than I would be, just because like I smoke. I'm older now.
Raspy voice.
Yeah, like I can't hit those notes like I used to. Every now and then I could bust out something silly, you know what I mean? Get a high note, but that's like totally by chance, you know? But yeah. So thanks for embarrassing me. I'm just kidding. No, like at the time it was kind of embarrassing because people gave me so much shit for that. But it was because we were kids.
Well, yeah, you do anything as a kid, you get shit for it.
Yeah.
But I got picked on so much as a kid. It was incredible. And
That's hard to believe.
I did.
Considering how many fights I saw you get into.
Well, that's why I was
That's
getting
probably
fights.
yeah. You couldn't have got picked on that long then, because
I've always had a short fuse. Well, I don't anymore. You know, I can control it now, but at that time it was like they would pick on me for about 2 minutes, and then we got into a pushing match, and then it was fight.
Yeah, it was like,
time.
wow, this guy's powerful. Like, shit, how many fights did you and Greg Tice get into?
2.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
I thought this was like an ongoing friendly feud.
I remember in 4th grade. I remember in 4th grade because Greg was kind of the tough kid, and I was like, "Well, here we go."
Greg always put on that like
that front a little
that
bit.
like tough guy thing,
Yeah, and he's from
but really
Waco.
he's just a big fucking goofball.
And
I love Greg.
I remember I'm clear as day. He wanted to fight, and it was right in the hallway at Walker, the main hallway. And he got in my face, and I remember I pushed him, and he flew back about 30 feet and hit the wall, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah, like, I have superpower.
And then before I know it, I'm on the ground just punching him.
That's awesome.
But
I can remember, you know how back in the day we used to all walk in single file lines wherever we went just so the teacher could keep tabs on people? I can remember doing that, walking down the hall, and like right as we passed Mrs. Eibel's class, which was like a math class at the time, there was like a little hallway that led to a doorway outside to the front of Walker. And as we were walking, we were going to like the library or something.
Oh, the top level of Walker walked out to like the
Yeah.
sand.
And then there was that hallway here that led you to the library.
Yep, I remember now.
And that's pretty much all that was in that hallway was the door to the library.
Yep.
And I can remember we were going to the library, and as we were walking by, there's you and Greg in that little hallway right next to the door. Mrs. Eibel's looking at you, and I was like, these motherfuckers just fought.
Yep.
They were fighting.
I remember now. I remember we got sent up there, and we had to. Miss Walker had to tell Miss Eibel that Gregory and Jeffrey are not going to be in your class today.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. I could just remember walking by. I was like, ooh, Jeff got in some shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Damn, I remember that. Like,
that's crazy.
that was yesterday,
we remember
too.
Shit like that.
It's weird. I do remember the random stuff I remember, like it was just fucking like last week. You know what I mean? But some stuff I'm just like, I could not remember that to save my life, and I probably should have.
I remember the second time we fought, too. It was at a 6th grade at a football game. And literally, we were like buddies. And we were always been friends, but like we were really good buddies at this point. And all of a sudden, we just started fighting.
It was just like a friendly fight, like
And
a
I
disagreement between
putting
friends.
him on the ground again. I go, "Do you want to do this again?" And we both got up and was like, "Sorry."
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I can remember I got in a fight with John Billman back in the day.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah, it got broken up like immediately. It was an inconvenient time to do it. Like it was in middle school. You know, we used to all go outside and play like basketball and shit like that.
I'm sorry. To kind
They
of
had just
remember this a little bit.
they had just blown the whistle for us to all go in, and everybody's going in. And for some reason, John was just like,
he was a real
giving me
shithead,
shit
dude.
or something as I'm coming
He
in.
was the worst.
So I just picked up the fucking kickball I had and just chucked it at him. It's like, fuck you, dude. And then we just started fighting right there. And then one of the fucking ladies out there like broke us up like immediately. Like it's like she was just fucking watching.
Isn't it
waiting.
crazy? Like, because I remember pretty much all of my fights got broken up by a teacher. It was like as soon as a teacher found you, or it was like that's enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like
nowadays
you'd have to have somebody pulling us off. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, even nowadays, if you watch videos of fights at school and stuff,
Teachers get hit.
Teachers just straight up run and tackle these motherfuckers to the ground.
They have to.
Like school cops, the people that monitor the school, the cops, they'll fuck these kids up, and a lot of them get in trouble for it.
Well,
Back in the day, they were just like, "Stop it, stop," and then you were just like, "Fine," just because the loudness scared you.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, an adult screaming.
I remember I got in a fight with Raphael Johnson, which I. Dude,
I haven't even thought of that kid in a while. I haven't seen him forever, but I always liked Raphael.
Yeah.
He used to give me shit because I had long hair and he said it was dirty, but it wasn't. A little fucker. But no, I always liked Raphael.
He's cool, and we were fighting. I just remember holding him on the ground. I mean, that was my go-to, just hold him on the ground and just start punching him. I don't even know if I was punching him, but I remember
that you
Mr.
get in fights with him.
Fatch was his name. He walked over and he couldn't break it up, and then Mr. Alfredo came out and he's like, Jeff, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Fuck.
If Alfredo gets serious with you, it's a scary thing because that dude looks like he'll hit, like not hit you, he will fucking hit you like
We'll be swimming with the fishes.
Yeah, dude, he was terrifying.
He was. And he was
Even
like
when he
7
was
years
smiling, it was terrifying.
old. That was, dude. Middle school was the worst time of my life.
High school.
I loved high. Well,
that was mine.
I was kind of a jock.
I was in a downward spiral in high school, near the end. But let's not get on that subject. What have you been up to lately, sir? You've been doing a lot, and I'd like to hear about it.
I have, and it's pretty cool. I went down. My mother lives in Florida, and I know a guy that. Excuse me. Sorry. I got a guy that trains down there at one of the top gyms in the world, and I went down there in January. And I was like, okay, well, I'm down here for vacation. So I went down. Anyways, I got invited back down in March. I stayed 2 weeks this time. And literally the guy fighting for the light heavyweight title of the world is the guy I was down there training with.
Okay.
But like I trained with him, but it was mostly sparring. And he's fighting this Saturday for the light heavyweight title of the world, and it was like such an eye opener. It was like, wow, like this guy's kicking my ass, but I can hang with. I mean, this guy's best in the world.
Yeah, and you're keeping up.
And I wouldn't say so much as keeping up, but like I'm focused on. Okay, I'm pretty tough. You know.
You proved some shit to yourself.
Yeah, I really did.
You're a lot more confident in that area.
So the last day I was down there was a sparring day, and the first round. He picked me apart. In the second round, he started getting a little tired because he was going hard, and I started landing on him. I was like, yes. My confidence is through the roof. And then the third round, I'm biting on my mouth guards the last round of the day. Boom, boom. And this guy's known for being the hardest puncher in the world. His name's Anthony Johnson.
Even as a light heavyweight?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Light
wow.
Heavyweight. But he walks around at like 230.
Well, man, you can't underestimate those little guys sometimes. I mean, I'm sure he's not little, but
no.
He's probably smaller than me.
So I'm going. I'm like, okay, only a minute and a half left in the round. Boom, 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 and all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm on my ass. How'd I get here? He hit me with a left hook on the chin, and I literally flash KO'd me.
Wow.
Never happened like that.
Wow.
In sparring, where I didn't know how I got there.
Yeah, you literally woke up and was like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go out, but like I sat on my ass, and I was almost like frozen. Like one of the coaches ran up. You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, he fucking.
Like, why don't you just take the rest of the round off? I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, dude, he like knocked a wire loose up there.
Well,
a second.
I felt fine. Me and my buddy that I know from up here that trains down there now, we went out to lunch, no problem. Went back to his house, took a nap, woke up, had the worst headache I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Could that That couldn't cause a concussion, could it? It's only like a strike to the like dome piece, isn't it?
I don't think it caused a concussion. I just think it might have. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if like, cause you got you in the jaw, right?
got-
I don't know if
literally
any
clipped me
strong
on the
impact
chin.
could do something,
I
but
just think it was I don't know. I really don't know.
That's crazy.
I never get headaches anymore from sparring. I don't know, but this dude hit me so fucking hard. I was like, that was real.
well, fuck, dude. At least you got out the way, right? Like now, from now on, hard punches shouldn't seem so hard.
No, they don't. He legit is. They say he's the hardest puncher in MMA, and I believe it. Like,
Well-
dude, when he throws, he like knocks people out like bad. So, but it was good.
No,
It was
I
a
believe it.
Really good experience. and
Sometimes I look at Conor McGregor and think, how could that little guy fucking have so much power?
And he does.
I mean, essentially, could it be like hitting a home run? Like as long as you swing fast enough, you can fucking do it.
It's not even so much about. It's about the punches that they don't see coming. So
So it's really timing.
yeah. So like, I can wind up and hit you in the side of the head, but you're braced for it. You're ready. It might sting you a little bit, but it's the ones that like they catch you on the end of a right cross or something, and you don't see it coming, and all of a sudden the lights are out.
Yeah.
Like all of my fights, I'd say 90% of the fights that I finished with kick knockouts have all been left hooks, which they don't see coming.
Yeah.
So, boom, he's out.
Nice.
So-
that's your secret. You let the cat out of the bag, man.
Can't stop it anyways.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I guess if they don't see it coming, they don't see it coming, right?
So my next fight is it's time to get back in training camp Monday,
When's the next fight?
June 10th.
June 10th. That's a little ways.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's like 9 or 10 weeks away. So it's perfect time to get back into shape. And
Nice.
But yeah. So I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Ready to fucking fight, you know.
No, I bet, especially after that hit, dude. That shit would have killed me. I would have died probably.
You
Well,
know,
maybe not died, but I would have been fucked up.
too, like, this dude hit me with a 16-ounce glove, which is made for sparring, so you don't get hurt.
Yeah.
If he would have had a UFC glove on, like a 4-ounce glove,
You would have been knocked out probably.
I would have been toast.
Yeah.
Like, fucking laying there on Clear
Shit.
Street, yeah.
Good thing you're not a light heavyweight, dude.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Dude could fight heavyweight and still have the hardest punches.
Shit, he might do that one day. I mean, essentially, if somebody was just constantly taking out all the people in their division, they would have to move
They
up.
bump up, yeah. That's why Conor bumped up.
But would they have to change their weight? Like, could they essentially be like, look, I can do it. Just let me fucking stay the way I am.
You have to be a certain weight range, like so.
Even if they agree, because I think the weight thing is for the person who would be a less weight, right? Like they do that mostly for that person, not for the, if somebody's moving up.
Well, so like a heavyweight division, he walks around about 230, 235, cuts down to 205.
Okay.
So if he just didn't cut any weight, he would be in that heavyweight limit. So somebody like Conor McGregor that was killing himself to get down to 145, he cleaned out the whole division. Well, now he fights at 155. He doesn't have to cut the same weight.
No, so it's essentially easier for him.
Exactly. So
Okay.
and that's what people are starting to find out with cutting weight is
It essentially hurts you. It doesn't help to go down
It's
to go down a
so
weight
bad
level. It's
for
better
you.
to go up.
it's almost better to fight at your natural weight because you're fully hydrated. Because people don't, people realize it, but they don't care. Is everything when you dehydrate your body, everything dehydrates your muscles,
Yeah.
your skin, your brain.
That's actually becoming a big issue. They're like, this isn't
Yeah.
healthy for the fighters. They need to be able to.
That's what Ohio tried to do same day weigh-ins, which is even worse than day before weigh-ins because
Now you're doing it all in that one
you're still
day.
cutting the weight.
Yeah. You're
And-
doing it in less time.
Yeah, so it's
No, I couldn't. Dude, I am like constantly thirsty. I couldn't imagine not being able to drink something.
I used to cut to 205, dude. I would start my cut at 242, and it was the last. I'd get down to about 217, and the last 12 pounds were, and I'd have to do it with 3 days left, and it was seriously like, I might die.
Yeah?
I'm running on the treadmill with a sauna suit, which is a plastic suit.
Yeah,
taped
just to
around.
sweat it all out and shit.
and I have nothing to sweat out, but I still have. I mean,
You're still
I'm still
you're
doing it.
essentially exhausting
And
yourself.
I'd get to like mile 2, and it was like shit would start doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I just said no. I'm not. I'm fighting heavyweight. I'm not doing
Yeah,
it anymore.
dude. Like, why
I've
do
had
it that
better
way?
success at heavyweight than I did at 205.
Because really, you're just putting yourself in danger by fighting in that condition, right?
Yeah.
Like you.
You're killing yourself to have a cage fight the next day.
Yeah, you're
Doesn't make
putting yourself essentially at like 50%.
Joe Rogan calls it. You're seeing you're traveling to the gates, almost to die.
Yeah,
and
it's
you're like, okay, now you have to perform.
it's
next
like
day.
essentially you're fighting for survival.
Yeah.
It's like a survival fight. Like I need to make it through this, and I need to be on top.
Dude, it was like the 2 fights where I had to make the weight, and then everything after making the weight, the actual fight was the easy part because cutting 40 pounds every time I fought was just like, and I couldn't help it. Like I would seriously just still eat healthy and just drink like you're supposed to. And the one day I fought at 205. The very next day at like 9 o'clock at night, I was like 238.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I gain 30 pounds?
Shit. I couldn't do that.
No, I don't do it anymore. I mean, clearly I'm not even close to 205 right now. So.
Yeah.
But I would like to get down to about 235, 240, which isn't that bad. So.
Huh. Shit.
But, yeah, so that's my life.
So is that all you had?
Yeah.
Oh.
I also, we could talk about this off camera, or you can cut this out completely.
Well, doesn't
but
matter.
I want to talk about, that thing we talked about, filming.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that.
This time I want to last 4 weeks.
It just makes the fucking video longer and bigger. I guess we'll just wrap it up.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I was trying to think of where to go from here. Yeah, that's it for Jam Up number 3. I hope you enjoy the title now and the show itself.
Did a lot of wrestling, which I'm not the biggest wrestling fan, but I can hang.
No, you really everything we talked about you knew about, so
that's not bad.
It went pretty damn well. And it's a popular subject right now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Jam Up number 3. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Trying to reach 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're at 88. We're getting so close.
We'll get 100 by what day is it today? Thursday. I'll make sure we get enough.
Cool. All right, help Jeffy out with that.
What happens at 100?
100, we get a custom YouTube address. So it's not YouTube. When you type, you can go straight to us that way. It's not youtube.com/TK43, like 40 weird codes. It's youtube.com/MattArcherMedia
right, we'll
or whatever.
100
and I can easily put that on like T-shirts and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll make sure that happens.
Cool. We're slowly getting there. And yeah. Until next time, I'm Mark. This is Jeff. This is Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast.
Peace.
Later.